What's up, brother?
What's up,
How are you?
brother? How you doing, man? Good to be
Nice
back.
to see you back, yes. What's up, guys? This is David Leverdian, undefeated professional boxer, and this is my great friend, Adam Haddad, one of the great coaches in Israel. So we're going to talk about one of the most interesting fight coming up, Canelo Alvarez against Terence Crawford. What are your opinion?
A lot to say. A lot to say. Big questions, right? Big questions.
Big questions.
I'm a big Crawford fan. I love him. I mean, I love Canelo too, but I mean, Crawford to me is the pound for pound. And I think the biggest question is, can he jump that significant, 2 weight classes, that significant amount of weight? Is he going to take any power up to that weight? Can he affect Canelo with that power? And how is he going to look after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds?
I think it's going to be very tough for him, especially when he gain weight. I'm sure he works with the best professionals there is, but I can feel myself. I gained 7 kilos since my last fight, and I can feel it draining my energy way quicker. It's harder to move on my feet. It's not like Crawford is jumping in and out a lot or anything, but it still taxes on your energy to have all that, to carry all that weight.
Absolutely, and against a bull like Canelo, he's gonna have to be the mover. He's gonna have to be on the back foot. He's gonna have to be the one that shifts his weight and doesn't stay in place. Yeah. So I imagine that by the end of the 4th or 5th round, he's moved 3 times more than Canelo's moved. I'm sure he's going to take the center, and Canelo's going to take the center, and Crawford's going to have to do a little bit of, I wouldn't say running, but a little bit of maneuvering there.
Right.
So the question is, how's that going to play out after halfway?
But have we ever seen Crawford move as much? I don't think we ever seen him like a mover. He's a counter puncher. He knows how to take shots on his defense. He's good, but he's not Floyd Mayweather. He's not evading shots like Floyd does. It's very hard for me to see what he can do against Crawford, against Canelo, who punches really, really hard, and you don't really have much step back. When he moves backwards, quick on his feet, on his bicycle. Like people say, Floyd is boring, but it works, and it showed against Canelo. Canelo couldn't touch him.
I think it's a very different version of Canelo. That was baby Canelo, and the jump that's happened since then is completely different. I imagine that one thing that Crawford is exceptional at is his versatility, his ability to change tactics, his ability to adapt to the situation. And we haven't seen him have to be on the back foot and run around for too long, but this is a big guy he's coming up against in terms of physical size. I think the best kind of model to look at is probably Jermell Charlo. All right. If you look at Jermell Charlo, you have to ask the question: well, does Crawford hit harder than Jermell Charlo, who's a natural middleweight, super middleweight? Jermell Charlo was very easily pushed back, was very easily controlled.
True.
At no point did he really look like he's gonna.
But he wasn't there to win the fight. He was there just to survive and get the paycheck. That's what Charlo did.
Okay, so then let's take it back then even further to Golovkin. Okay, Golovkin's a monster. He's a power puncher. Okay, he can affect people with both left and right hand, and has controlled everybody until that point.
I agree.
Okay, and he had a hard time controlling Canelo. I think he won the first fight, mind you.
Clearly.
But the second, and definitely the third, he lacked. And if he, with his power, couldn't really affect Canelo, then what chance does Crawford have? Crawford's going to have to break him down. Crawford's going to have to land multiple punches.
Do you believe it can happen? Have you ever seen Canelo being broken down by anybody, and even the bigger guys? He wasn't broken by Bivol. He wasn't broken down by Kovalev.
I think we've seen the best of Canelo. I think that Canelo has this pattern now where he, against Berlanga, against Munguia, he can get a knockdown, and then he goes into cruise control, right? Canelo, animal, but he makes mistakes. He doesn't have amazing footwork.
He does not.
He often steps back in cross step, which Bivol exposed like crazy. He kind of relies a lot on his pull, and he's an amazing counterpuncher, but he's also now about to face arguably the best counterpuncher. There's only one fighter that's between them that they've both faced, and that was Amir Khan.
Right.
And they both had very different outings against Amir Khan.
Right.
You know, Amir Khan had Canelo in trouble for the first part of that fight with his speed. Now Canelo, if you watch that fight, I actually did a breakdown of it a long time ago. Canelo spent that whole time setting up with a right hook to the body. He didn't care. He threw away rounds to set up right hook to the body, right hook to the body, right hook to the body, and then waited for the right time to fake down and come over the overhand.
And into the next round, yeah.
into the deadlands, yeah.
Let's play this game. So you're gonna take on Crawford's side. I'm gonna take on Canelo's side. You're gonna say why you think Crawford can win, and I'll take Canelo's side and tell you why I think Canelo is going to win this fight. Let me start. I think first of all the size. The size advantage is massive, and there's a rule in boxing when two guys are elite, and let's say even if Crawford is a little bit better than Canelo, when two guys are the same size. The two guys are at same level in their skill, but usually the bigger guy is going to win the fight.
Agreed. Even though Crawford is an inch taller and he's got 2 inches on range, he is the smaller guy. But what he makes up for, and I would say has shown and proved in the past, is the dog. That guy has the dog in him. When push comes to shove, when he needs to bring it out, he's dangerous, and he can. I mean, he can scrap. He can scrap. He's been touched. He's been hurt, but you have to kill him. That's the thing. You have to really kill him.
When somebody punches as hard as Canelo, yeah, it's hard for me to see how Crawford can withstand these punches. Unless Canelo doesn't hit him even once flush, I'll be very surprised if Crawford can take Canelo's punches. Canelo is not the same boxer he used to be. I agree with you completely on this side. And now he doesn't throw as many combinations as he used to. Now he go like bam, bam, or like 1-2, or just boom, just one. But if that one lands, we've seen what it does to big guys.
Crawford can be touched. Madrimov touched him. I can't pronounce I think he's a Slovakian fighter. I can't pronounce him.
Kowalauskas, yes.
Kowalauskas touched him.
The mean machine.
A lot of, early on in his career, Gamboa touched him. So he's not perfect. Definitely not perfect. But his biggest fight was Errol Spence. He turned up for that fight. All the pressure was on him. The eyes of the boxing world were on him. Years were spent building up to that fight, and because of the pressure, because of the weight of that expectation, he rose to the occasion. The occasion. So maybe this pressure of fighting the biggest name in boxing will give him that extra motivation to push himself to another level. Very hard. I mean, this is why we're here today, to have the debate, because I think if Crawford beats him, I mean,
in my book, the greatest of all time. It's the greatest of all time. You can't beat it. Jump 3 weight classes to beat this generation's great, and he's the only undisputed in 2 weight classes. Got all the belts. Shit, man, that's mad.
Balls of steel.
Yeah,
just
I agree.
I know they're getting, a lot of money for this fight, but
Turkey's gonna be paying this money, yeah.
And just to mention, I only ever thought I'd see this fight in PlayStation Fight Night. I didn't think, I thought it would just be a fantasy thing. Right. I never actually thought I'd see this in real life. So, Turkey making it happen is
big.
awesome,
It's big for boxing,
the guy's got a squillion dollars that he can just, they've got that oil money, and he's spending it well, thank goodness, the best way I can imagine how, putting fights like this together. So it's awesome, and I'm super excited to see it.
For me, it's a great what if fight. It's hard. I really want Crawford to. I really want to, but just it's hard for me to see it happening. I don't see how he can hurt Canelo. If Canelo just boxes, lays back, doesn't do much, then yeah, he's gonna outpoint him and win by decision. But if Canelo is gonna go in, high guard, try to break him down slowly and push a high pace, which I think that might be the game plan for this fight. He's gonna knock out Crawford in the later rounds, from round 8 and up.
Mathematically speaking, that's the smart bet, right? So if you're going to put money on this fight and you're going to use the maths of boxing, you can't argue with weight classes. You can't argue with that massive gap between them, right? It's been proven time and time again. The skilled big guy will always beat the even super skilled little guy. I think a lot of questions will be answered within the first few rounds.
Yeah, probably.
Crawford has to be perfect for 12. I don't see him stopping Canelo. That's not possible. I can't see that happening. If that happens,
Shit.
That is out of this realm. But realistically speaking, he has to be perfect for 12.
Yeah.
Canelo has to be perfect for a second or two. So it's going to take ultra focus on Crawford's part, and that focus can be broken. Even if it is broken for a few seconds, can lead to devastation, right? Canelo really needs to land one big punch to settle the question, and he's patient. He's very patient, and he will go to the body, and let's see what Crawford can do with that. My head tells me you're not going to beat Canelo in this situation, but my heart wants, Crawford to launch himself into this, go off into the sunset as arguably the greatest, he hasn't had the fights, the other fighters in his career to kind of give him that status like Mayweather had. Mayweather had a lot more stars around him to give him a lot more names to give him this like star-studded resume.
Because Floyd was more of a trash talker, I think he made stars. People wanted to see him lose, so all of his opponents were slowly becoming stars, except Pacquiao, who was a star by his own right. But
sure,
yeah,
but Cotto, Marquez, there are guys that De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton. There are guys that Mayweather faced along the way that were, just, I think, in my opinion, Hall of Famers. Right. But Crawford didn't. It wasn't that generation. In the welterweight division, outside of Spence, who was the other big name that he fought? Sean Porter. Okay, Sean Porter's a good fighter, but I don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So this is the biggest, test of his career, and the thing that'll launch him into the next stratosphere.
Could be also just for the money. I think Crawford never looked for much of the fame. He's not a brash, fighter. He doesn't care about it. You usually see him around this community, helping his people. I think it's a very good decision by him, in my opinion. You take a hard fight, maybe you're going to lose, but you're going to make a lot of money, or fight the up-and-coming guys. They're always getting better. He's getting older. Maybe get a 2-3 million for a fight against somebody who people don't really know, but it's a high risk, like Madrimov. Nobody knows Madrimov. Only the amateur circuit that we're following from Uzbekistan. But on that, he's not a big star. He's not going to make much money fighting him. But eventually he's going to lose to an up-and-coming guy who nobody knows, and he's going to take all this fame. Here you lose to somebody like Canelo, but you make 100, 200, 300 million. It's a lot of fucking money.
What do you make of the talk of the Boots Ennis and Canelo sparring session. Have you seen that chat online?
Yeah. I can't say much about it. Boots is an incredible fighter. He really is, and I think he's gonna give Crawford at this point a very, very tough fight. But I think he just for the talks and everything, I don't think it is gonna help much to. I mean, it's a good sparring for Canelo. Definitely, he has a lot of skills that he can mimic Crawford, but doesn't really gonna help. Maybe, I don't know. What do you think?
I think probably you couldn't get a better sparring partner coming into this fight than Boots Ennis, right? Boots Ennis is a switch hitter. He's got the very similar dimensions to Crawford. He's arguably the fastest in that division right now. The photo that came out where it looked like Canelo got touched up, it's interesting how that sparring session played out. God, I would have loved to have seen that. But I think ideally that you couldn't get a better sparring partner than that. So in terms of preparation, obviously Canelo's taking this real serious, and Canelo's looking to turn up and make a statement. And after this fight, for Crawford, I don't think there's much left. Okay, you could say a Boots Ennis fight, but that's big in the boxing world. It's not big outside.
Right.
This is
not for the casual fan.
This is anybody can enjoy this matchup. Boots Ennis is great, but he's not yet anywhere near a household name that's going to carry any kind of
Sure. So, your prediction?
Honestly, I've got a feeling that it's might end sometime between 9 and 11. I see Crawford looking fantastic for the first few rounds. I think Crawford's I think the first round will be tentative, be very tight, cagey, and then I think towards the end of the second, third, and fourth, Crawford will start to show some good looks and do some nice counter punching. I think that if Canelo resorts to pulling in the pocket and cross-stepping out and doing his usual kind of pressure in and then kind of just fading out, I think Crawford can expose that. But like I said, it's going to take ultra concentration on the part of Crawford, so he will probably start to make mistakes somewhere around the 6th, 7th, and I'm assuming the weight's going to catch up to him and he's going to slow down and he's going to get caught with something. And it depends on, is it going to be Killer Canelo or Papa Canelo? Because Papa Canelo is just going to cruise and I've won this fight, no problem. I don't want to send a father of 7 into the Deadlands. But Killer Canelo, that guy can put anything.
So your
down.
money is on Canelo.
If I have to put money on it, then it's with Canelo. But my heart is with Crawford. I'd like to see Crawford.
So same with me.
The sunset is the.
I have Canelo from round 8 to 12. So let's see. What are your guys' opinions? Write them down in the comment section, and we'll see what's gonna happen in the fight.
Thank you, brother.
Adam.